In today's world, working until your late 60s is becoming common practice. Does that fill you with dread? Could you really stick it out at your current career for that long? Those are great questions. Here's one more. Should you consider a career change? So you're faced with working much longer than you'd planned. However, you can do that successfully. To keep working until your late 60s, you have three main options. Firstly, do nothing and carry on your current path, ignoring the problem. Secondly, you could choose to thrive in your current line of work. Or thirdly, you could choose to do something different and make a career change. Is it time to do something different in your career? By now, you've probably realised that you'll be working until your mid to late 60s. We're all living longer than ever before, and our working lives are being stretched too, not just to support us financially, but also to keep us active. Already having a job for life or even one single career isn't always the case, nor is it ever likely to be again. So why not take the plunge and do something different? If we're going to spend so much of our lives working, I challenge you to do something that you actually enjoy. I assume that you're already doing something today. For example, you have a job or run a business and have maybe thought about doing something different in your career. You may have a curiosity or burning desire inside you that you want to fulfill. Or maybe you're approaching one of life's crossroads. You may have no idea what you want to do, but you do know that you want to do something different from what you're doing today. Initiating or experiencing change isn't always easy to deal with, and it can be even harder the older we get. So, should you consider a career change, or is it too late for that? Career change can take many different sizes and forms. It can be relatively minor as taking on something incremental, for example, a voluntary activity, or a new role within your existing organisation. Change could also be something much, much bigger, like quitting your existing occupation and starting up your own business. It could also include anything in between or in multiple steps. It's important to realise that we're all at different starting points and we can all tolerate different levels of change and challenge. I'll cover a few examples of change over the next few minutes. Taking on a different role at work. My assumption here is of a different role in your existing organisation. This could be related to what you do today, for example, from a standalone role to that of a people manager or vice versa, or switching to a project role. Alternatively, this could involve a rotation to a completely different function or location. If you're looking to make such a move, it's much easier to do this within your existing organisation, where you've already built up that experience, job knowledge, and a reputation. At my former employer, I knew many people that made moves between finance and HR, as well as between IT and marketing, moves which they could never have contemplated outside of the organisation. A different role could also relate to a vertical move, either a promotion or downwards taking a role with fewer responsibilities as you plan to wind things down. This could be to enjoy life more or to give you time and scope for alternative activities, whether working at your dream or for leisure. Switching employers. While the job for life seems to be an outdated or unusual concept these days, there are still cases where people have worked in the same organisation, sometimes in very similar roles, for a long time. For some, it could be the only place they've ever worked, and this can make the prospect of changing companies an extremely significant and daunting challenge. But what if the company no longer serves you well or meets your needs? Or, worse still, what if they no longer require you? This could represent a mammoth upheaval, and while some might relish this opportunity for change, others would run a mile from it. And again, change can get harder the older and more entrenched we get, whether we're in the driving seat or not. Finding a new career. Some people have been in a certain line of work for a number of years, but it maybe doesn't serve them very well anymore. Alternatively, there could be changes within the function or the industry with differing or decreasing requirements. Maybe you've discovered something that you'd rather do instead, or maybe you've honed a new skill. There are probably many teachers that throughout their working careers remaining teaching, but I know quite a few that have started out teaching and moved into something else, and others that start by doing something else and that have moved into teaching. I also know many coaches that have previously had very diverse careers, including as social workers, hairdressers, accountants like me, teachers, lawyers, and even military officers. Running your own business. Many people dream of running their own business for the freedom and fulfillment that this implies. This could include something relatively straightforward, such as running a cafe or a B&B, being a property landlord, or becoming an artist. Others have much more targeted and specific business ideas and dreams. You may already know of people that have actually escaped from the rat race to go and do these things, leaving behind their prior lives and following their dreams. I'm not saying that things always work out 100% as they planned, but many of them relish their newfound freedom and rarely regret their decision. After all, they can always go back into the world of employment and get another job, and they're now armed with that additional transferable skills that they've acquired in the meantime. So should you make a career change? What if you did decide to act, to make a change, to follow your own dreams? And what if you were successful? Just imagine what possibilities and opportunities could open up for you. Whether you've already made the decision to do something different or are still indecisive, there are a couple of options that could help you to propel you forward on any one of these veins. I'm talking about career coaching or doing something different. So how could career coaching help you? Coaching can assist in a variety of different respects. It can help you to decide where you want to go and what you want to do, and this could include exploring why the change is important to you, where you are now, how to get started, and to discover what resources you already have at your disposal. It can enable you to put a realistic plan in place with tangible actions to help you make positive and steady progress towards your goals. And it can give you the confidence and motivation to keep you going when obstacles arise and to push through those challenges. It can also provide you with the support you need along your journey and help you to stay accountable to yourself for keeping on track. So you've mentioned do something different. What is this and how could this help me? Well, in contrast to career coaching, which is bespoke to the needs of the client, Do Something Different is much more structured, and it's a program that focuses on career change. So by the end of the program, you will have greater clarity about what you want and probably what you don't want as well, some insight about who you are and what's important to you specifically, a clear vision of where you're aiming, and an action plan for the next 60 to 90 days. In addition, you'll have accountability for completing your actions and ways to overcome obstacles that may arise on the way. So should you remain stuck on your current path for the next decade or more through fear and dread? Or should you consider a career change? Make that choice and take the opportunity to do something different in a way that works best for you. Why not book an appointment with me today and don't waste another moment, let alone another year. Take the first step to changing the rest of your life, find out more about coaching and do something different, and you can change your future, get empowered and live your best life.